You know how you can just look at somebody and they don't even have to say a word or even look at you, and you just want to roundhouse them?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Toby on a regular.
Yeah,
every time.
Even more because he's just fucking slacking piece of shit and didn't show up, you know.
The Digital Python Podcast episode number 295.
Hey, Chief, where's the pisser?
The Digital Python Podcast. Robot snakes with the laser eyes.
And welcome to the Digital Python Podcast episode. What'd you say, Bill?
295?
295.
295.
We're almost 300.
I know.
I know. That's
Yeah.
that's way more than
I know.
where we're at now.
I'll have to when we hit 300, I'll have to not take my meds for a week so I can drink Four Loko all night.
Oh, God. I don't think that'll be a very good episode. I mean, the first 15, 20 minutes will be.
It'll be fine, yeah. And then after that, it'll just.
What is the medicine for?
I love you guys.
Blood pressure.
Blood pressure.
I figured out which one it is.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I quit
Okay.
taking that
Which
one.
one it
You don't
is,
need that
so.
one.
Yeah, I don't know.
When did you
I'm
figure
just
that
gonna
out?
quit taking it. I was just, I don't know. I was just thinking about that the other night, not because I wanted to drink, but
Saturday,
just
was it
because,
Saturday night last weekend we had the fire?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we kind of talked about your tingling and stuff again, and you never did say anything then.
No, but I don't know. I just kind of looked it up the other night, and I believe it's called metolazone.
Okay.
And it's actually a diuretic water pill, helps you get rid of excess fluid, but it says that it can cause
Tingling and
do not
itchiness.
drink alcohol with this medicine. So,
Huh.
but it's funny because I asked my doctors that, and they're like, "Oh, I don't see anything here
like,
that you shouldn't drink with."
I always
I was
like it.
well, the Google says you can't.
Well,
I know they're not doctors, but
That's the thing. The doctor's just saying, I'm getting a kickback off.
Yeah.
Take this
Right.
brand of medicine. Because, like I said the other day at work, why do drug pharmaceutical companies advertise to regular people?
I know. It's so stupid. I hate that. You know, in certain countries, all that's been outlawed. They cannot run those medicine thing
Really?
commercials on television. Yeah.
Have you ever been sad? Do you?
Yeah.
Do you
have you
have-
ever wanted to kill yourself?
Do you have symptoms of nervousness?
Are you tired of feelings? Well, you should take this pill because
Numb it all.
Shit.
You will numb it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Numb it all.
But yeah, no, that's good that you think you pinpointed it.
Well, I kind of like to stop taking it just to see
Well,
if that's really the thing.
Can you
wouldn't-
just ask
you'd
the
swell
doctor to
up more,
prescribe
wouldn't
you a
Well,
different?
see,
But I mean,
it's sad, but I actually take two kind of water pills, but that one's the one that says that it's
okay.
So it helps control blood pressure too. So
Right.
you know, I'd probably stop taking it, and then I get drunk and have a heart attack or
Oh,
something.
probably. You'd just be sitting there hearing her
I was,
in your head.
yeah, that's usually what happens to my heart when I
Sound like the
drink with
beginning
that.
of Huey Lewis in the news, Heart of Rock and Roll.
Have you ever? Has your doctor ever gave you something and not said anything bad about it? And then when the pharmacist give it to you, you're like, oh, don't take,
Yeah.
and don't take this near the same time you take this other thing.
Right.
And definitely don't go near the microwave after you've taken it.
Yeah, it's like having two mechanics telling you, oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, they didn't say anything about not drinking alcohol on that drug. So,
Well,
but you know, whatever.
Yeah, it just probably just depends on the person.
Sometimes you just got to learn for yourself. you know?
that and maybe that's something that coincides with the both of them together.
Well, it could be.
Both
you
of
know,
these nuts.
Both these nuts.
Both of these nuts.
Maybe if it was a different medicine with that medicine, maybe it wouldn't be affecting you that way or something. You know, I don't know. I'm not like you said, we're not doctors.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not even.
And I try
We're not
not
good
to
enough for
act
Dr.
like
Mario.
you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You know, when I'm sitting there talking to the doctor, but I have pissed off several of Kelly's doctors. I really have. Yeah.
They're like, listen, I don't care. There's 40 more people coming in.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what you want to hear till you live.
This guy was
Or leave.
fucking pissed when I was done.
Well,
So-
they don't like being told what to do.
Well, I wasn't really telling him what to do.
Yeah.
It just felt like I pointed out a very interesting fact, and it really pissed him off.
They don't like being told wrong either.
No,
It's actually
we were talking. We were
Wait,
just talking about her back. You know.
Okay, I was gonna say, is this something that she wouldn't want you?
No,
okay.
no, but nothing like that.
About her asshole, but
Well, no, nothing
fractured.
Like that. No, he's just talking about her back, and I just kept. I asked him a couple times, and he just ignored me, and I was like, okay, you're gonna fucking ignore me and be an asshole. I can be an asshole too. I said, what's her insurance not pay enough for you to do that kind of surgery or what? Man, that pissed him off something terrible. It really did. He was fucking like fighting mad.
Yeah. It probably doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, 'cause
and that's what it
insurance tells
is.
them what
you
to
know,
do.
it's like, well, you're kind of on the same insurance she is.
Yeah.
You know? And it really pissed him off.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 weeks later, he was gone. They fired him.
Really?
So, yeah.
Huh.
Maybe he pushed the.
I must have pushed him over his threshold.
Probably the next
Yeah.
person, he just kicked him in the face.
He probably murdered somebody. The next
just-
patient.
Well, kill his
Somebody
wife.
probably was laying there and just had like a busted lip or something. And he was just like, I fucking had it. Just smacked the shit out. That's how you fix it.
I hope so. You know,
Stupid.
He was a dick anyway. I didn't like him. So.
There's some doctors that are real pieces
Oh,
of
they're
shit.
fucking assholes. You know.
You know, I wonder sometimes if maybe some of them, the personalities, you can tell they've just probably always been that way. But then
Yeah.
there's others that you just wonder if they've treated enough people and seen enough people that they get so tired of people just ignoring.
Same shit, not listening
yes.
to what they have to say.
Yes,
and
'cause
not
it's
doing
kinda-
what they're supposed to be doing.
It's
you
kind of
know.
like dealing with kids.
Yeah.
You know, don't go
Yeah.
Yeah.
towards the fireworks.
Don't stick your finger in that light socket.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say let them learn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta let
yeah.
them do it once. And then,
You know, don't
So
don't go near the pool without an adult.
Oh,
you know,
by the
stuff
way,
like
Beth says you're gay.
oh, yeah. But,
Well, that goes without saying.
yeah.
Okay.
She wanted to make sure we said that.
Make sure that
Yeah.
you knew.
Let me
that you're
guess, she
gay.
called
Said that
you.
you're a
Yes,
homosexual.
before
Yeah.
we
She has
came
no life. Just because you guys communicate like a regular family.
She said,
and I don't.
I was talking to my sister 12
she
years.
said if I hadn't had 5 beers, she said I'd come in. But she said my husband's busy doing things, and I don't think I can pull him away to come to podcast.
Well, last time she was on one, she was like that. It got a little wild.
Interesting, yeah. So, and she just told me the other day that she wasn't gonna. They weren't drinking anymore.
Oh,
They were quitting drinking.
Yeah.
And I said, she said she's sitting on the porch about 5 beers in, and I said, I thought you weren't drinking anymore.
she wasn't that day.
She said,
Well,
no. She said,
not today.
My husband said we're not quit drinking, so I have to abide by his rules.
Like, well, it's Friday. And, Friday.
Yeah, Friday drinking.
Well, it's
Yeah.
Friday.
Thirsty
it's,
Thursday.
Yeah.
It's almost the middle of July.
Right.
It's warm
I mean,
out.
what the hell? I mean, you know, I would guess I would probably be drinking if I could, but
I thought about fixing me one, but
Well.
then I was like, man, I don't. It's been a pretty warm day, and I drink more pop today than I normally do. so.
I actually had to work today. So
Did ya?
yeah.
Ooh.
All day long, sweat and
Sweated
all
it
kinds of
out.
stuff, and yeah. So
Hey, I've got a question.
okay.
This is a county question.
Okay.
So right there, when I come into Independence from the west side,
All right.
when you get to the four-way stop and you look towards the bridge, the road's chip sealed or something now.
Yep.
Why? It looked like you didn't do the other side of the road.
If you go on up when you get
Was
to the
it?
city limit, we started there and went all the way up.
I didn't. I was like,
We did that section right there through town like a couple of years ago, so it
Well-
didn't really need it yet.
I kind of wondered, kind of like plowing for the state highway. They always go into Attica.
Yeah.
Our county state highway goes
Right.
into Attica and turns around, and comes back. And I just wondered if maybe the Fountain County
did that. No. No.
I thought, well, shit,
No,
that's
they-
kind of nice.
No, Fountain County doesn't do anything. They're a bunch of lazy.
I hear about
They're a bunch
that
of
all the
lazy
time.
bastards. They
My
don't do it.
in-laws
I'm
tell
just
me.
kidding, but
My in-laws tell me that, but
To have a county fight.
right.
I could just see it.
Be
The
like,
plow trucks facing off.
Yeah.
Ooh, that could be a good movie.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not in this county.
Chickasaw County against Hazard County.
That's right.
Why don't you go get
No, that's us. Like I say, to to the bridge. The bridge is owned by both counties.
Oh, okay.
So, but it seems like we always do all the cleaning and everything on it. We did all the cleaning on it today.
Well, yeah, because
It could be like West Side Story.
well,
We cleaned right to where their pavement starts and we said, "Fuck you, we're not going any farther."
well,
We
I
should have stopped in the middle, I guess. But
I know Fountain County's. It's not as big as Warren County, correct?
no, it's actually bigger.
It's bigger. It is
They have
bigger.
a bigger population.
Well, they have a bigger population. I mean, as far as land mass, the actual land. The
They're
county
long.
outline.
They're long. They're not as wide, but
Yeah.
I think they're long. So it's probably close to about the same.
I always wonder if that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they don't go. I mean,
Well, plus they don't get up this way as much, it seems like, because
Yeah.
they're stationed in Petersburg. So
Right.
they got, all around, but
Right.
it seems like we're the end of their county. So
well, I was just wondering. I didn't know how that all worked between you guys.
it's like they never mow Dad's road. It's like it'd be
really?
hanging out in the road, hitting people's cars, and you feel like
Yeah.
you're right in the center of the lane because
Yeah.
you fucking shit's hanging out. It's like they don't get to that till like the end of the summer or something. It's weird.
Yeah.
Here's one
And
thing.
I don't know if it's because they're so far away from that road,
Right.
but it's such a busy road.
It
you'd
is.
think.
Yeah,
Of course,
it's
I know
probably
they have a
dangerous to
lot
mow it.
other. They probably have busier roads in their county to mess with, but
Well, I bet Stone Bluff Road gets a lot of attention.
It's very busy
Yeah,
too.
it is. Because a lot of people get off 74 and
Yeah.
go to work in Lafayette.
Right.
And they got to cross there to
Cut through,
341.
yeah.
So they don't have to go through Attica.
Well, yeah.
But I was going to ask you.
Well,
just-
then you got down around Covington's busy too. So
Right.
Everybody get your maps out so you can
Study
keep
your,
up at home.
your geography.
they're like, where the fuck is Fountain County?
For you folks across the pond listening, where was I going?
Beth says you're gay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's about right.
She actually said fag, which
Yeah,
I
she
believe is
said
a
you're a
loose
fag.
cigarette
Right.
in England across the pond.
Right.
I'd be offended if I wasn't. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Tony was talking about getting a semi earlier.
No,
Riding around.
I'd like to have one.
And
Wait, what? No.
No, I just we were going through. We were a little. I was early picking Bill up.
Oh, okay.
I'll start at the beginning. So Kelly had a show coming on at 8.
Okay.
Well, I told Bill I'd be at his place 8:30 or a little after, pick him up. So I came back from going to the Smoky Treat store.
Yeah.
And I gave her a pack of cigarettes. I sat down. I was going to have a cigarette before I left, and sit there. And I said something to her. She was like, "Shh," and I'm like, "Did you just shush me?" I said, "Well, if you're going to shush me, I'm leaving." So I got up and left, and I picked him up early. So anyway, we didn't know if you would be ready yet at 8:30 or so. So we just took a cruise through Attica and down around the coast. So we passed a cab over semi
Oh yeah.
on the way through town.
What color was it?
Orange.
yeah, I think so. Orange and white.
Orange, Toby, you piece of shit.
Did it have a trailer?
Yeah, he
Was
was
it a
pulling
tanker?
like a grain trailer, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Maybe, I think it was a grain trailer.
yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
I've seen the truck around. I don't know who it is, but it's it's older one.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was telling Bill I'd like to have one because Dad had one when I was a kid. He has 69 Kenworth, but I've tried to buy one off a fellow around here several times. He won't sell it to me. But anyway, I don't know. I'd just like to have one. I think they're fucking cool.
Well, you've seen the ones Monty's
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
He's done a second one now.
Yeah, it's a.
Or is he? No, he's working on a third one.
Is he working on a third one
Yes.
now? Yeah.
And you said your girlfriend wouldn't let you.
No, Kelly.
And I
told
said,
me.
well, Dirk has a fucking Trans Am. You should be able to get a semi so you can do Smoking the Bandit
She
stuff.
has, yeah.
He's got an El Camino.
Bill said, well, he said, he said, is all you need is what is some semi so you can make a trip to Texarkana. He
Texarkana,
said, Dirk's
yeah.
already got the car.
Yeah.
I said, all he needs is a red shirt and a cowboy hat. We're ready to
we're all
go.
set.
Dirk Reynolds.
Yeah,
And some of those teal rings or whatever
Sure,
they always
sure.
wore. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? I can't remember the name
Yeah.
of them.
the new police cars. There's one in Arkansas that has a Hellcat engine in it. You think you could outrun that?
And that?
Yes.
Hell no.
Hell no.
They were chasing another Hellcat. They're going 160.
Hell no. Because
Yeah.
That one, he'd be up my tail the whole time. I couldn't get up to speed fast enough. That gearing on these cars are horrible. They're so tall for the
Aren't
fuel.
they super high geared because they were
Yeah.
trying to save gas?
Yeah.
Gas mileage.
And like I said, the horsepower off the assembly line was only like 178 horsepower or something. in
Yeah.
those engines.
Oh, it's more than that, wasn't it?
It's around
That's a
100
6.6.
I think it's
isn't it?
180.
It wasn't much.
It's more than that.
My 6-cylinder has more horsepower.
I bet it's over 200 though.
It
My El
might- it might
Camino's
be.
305, and it came out stock with 185 horse.
My Trans Am came out with 145 horsepower in the 305.
145.
Yep.
Mine said 185.
Your might have had it's newer than mine.
Well, it'd be an 86.
They might have put a little bit bigger engine in her.
86.
Yeah, mine's
It's still a
83.
5.0 though.
They probably made them better by then.
I don't. They were trying to make everything pollutioned and
Yeah.
you know. Of course, it might have a hair more since it changed the carb and the intake and all
Yeah.
that stuff, but it's
Yeah,
not much.
I'll look it
I
up,
bet it's
but-
not 200 horse.
I'm pretty sure the 83 Trans Am had 100.
Hell, the new RZRs have more than 200 horse, I think.
Yeah.
Or I know they're over
Yeah,
150
so
horse.
I'm glad we didn't have these fast cars when we were kids.
Yeah.
We had those old shitty 80s cars that barely spin the tires.
Yeah, I know.
That's a great car. Now these kids have Camaros that go 200.
So what is that being a 6.6? Is that a
It's 403.
403? That's right. I couldn't remember.
Let me see.
Probably like technically, it's probably like 6.7. 6.6 and a half. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. I just figured it had more horsepower than that.
Let's see. The V6 had 100 and wait a minute. The V6 had 125 horsepower, and the V8 had
Sorry, folks.
145.
We're all looking at our phones.
or he had a Crossfire injecting version that had 165.
Hmm.
I would like to have the Crossfire thing these days because it never worked right back then.
Okay, I'm wrong.
I was going to say it had to have a little more horsepower than that.
Actually, no. It had 185 horsepower.
185. I swear that's what they said.
Yeah.
My El Camino had.
See,
Oh, darn.
so I like I said, I think my 09 Impala had more horsepower.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Kelly's Traverse is like 215.
yeah.
Monte Carlo has 180. No. 180 or 165? I can't.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Maybe it has. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It has magical horsepower.
Yeah, maybe it has 180, and the bigger one has 200. The bigger V6.
I can't remember.
Our brother's got that 3.8 with the supercharger. That goes pretty fast.
In what? His truck?
A Grand Prix. He's got a four-door
okay.
Grand Prix. It kind of goes pretty
See,
quick.
that's why we ended up with Monte Carlo, because we really wanted a Grand Prix, but then they started doing away with them about the time we were
Yeah.
going to go buy.
It's actually less
What is it?
than what I've looked up. It's 150.
150.
150.
Okay.
5 more than what I got.
Yeah, 150 horse at 4,000.
You ain't got no
RPM.
horses. You ain't got shit.
And 240 torque at 2,000 RPM.
There you go, race car.
Not even close.
Race car.
Gets what, 50 miles a gallon?
Speed demon.
Shit.
Man, that Monte Carlo I had, it seemed like it only got like 12 miles a gallon.
Oh, this thing is that El Camino is terrible on
Yeah, I don't
fuel.
understand.
It just, of course, I don't think it has a very big fuel
Yeah.
tank either.
I was gonna
I've
say.
never filled it up. I've just always just
Put enough in.
put a little bit in it because I don't want to just sit in
Well,
there.
yeah, you don't want it to
'Cause I
sit there all
lay down
year
and drive it. I was
long.
going to get it out. I just told Bill, I said I should have got it out and come and picked you up in that. But because I've been wanting to get it out because I haven't had it out hardly at all this year. So
Well, I
I
actually.
know you said you didn't even have plates and insurance on yours, right?
Oh, that's on the truck.
Oh,
I got the tags and stuff.
oh, okay,
I've got insurance on the truck, but I just haven't bought the plates.
right,
But I actually pulled the car out last weekend.
Oh,
got
did
it
you?
started and ran it.
huh?
I took it around the park a
I
couple
know.
of times. Just
I usually hear you fire it up because you are.
yeah. Well,
It sounds good.
you know,
Yeah, it
you know
does
how it
sound good.
stinks so bad.
Yeah.
Well, I opened the back window.
It's because
It
you
was
never
kind of-
drive it.
Well,
It's just because it's carbureted.
yeah, and
Mine does
and-
too. Mine stinks.
And I pulled it out, and I got here. Of course, the brakes are squealing a little bit, you know, because they've been sitting all winter.
Yeah. Sit there and got a little glaze of rust on them, probably.
I drove around the park, like I said, a couple times just to get loose, but I pulled under tree in the shade because what I was wanting to do was pull a bunch of stuff out that was sitting behind it. So I did all that, and I thought about washing it. And by the time I got done doing all that, I was like, I'm not messing with it. I'm tired.
I'm over it.
So I backed it back in because I wanted to have enough time for it to air out, cool off. Because I think what's happened is it's had enough oil over time. It's leaked. I got to get that taken care of. And it's getting hot and cooking underneath the.
The whole engine probably just needs resealed.
Yeah.
But that's so much bullshit.
I know.
Or you could find, it wouldn't be original anymore. I was going to say, you could find a Pontiac 400 and put in it. One of the old ones like Keith had in his Firebird.
Yeah.
Like 300 and some horsepower.
Well, I was talking to a guy that works up there in Lafayette, and he has a 79 Trans Am. It's the brown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all original because it was his dad's, and his dad sold it to him when he was younger.
So
It only has like 50,000 miles on it.
So is that the brown ones? Is there a name for them?
They're just the Trans Ams, yeah.
Well, it's the red one's a red bird. The blue one they call a blue bird,
really?
and then the golden one's the golden eagle or something like that. They all have a different name for them.
I don't know. Let me see.
So I didn't know.
That's a good question. I've never really paid attention to that because that's never been one of my favorite colors.
Right. Well, I remember Stevens had that red one when we were younger, and that was called Red Bird.
The brown Z28s look pretty good. The Chevys.
Yeah.
Those look pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy in Attica used to have one.
Still has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Seemed
It's
to
called
have
Heritage Brown.
Heritage Brown.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like a slang term for
I'm
the
sure
brown
there
one.
is.
You know.
I'm just not
probably the
aware
N
of
word.
it.
Well, I remember.
something.
You remember Billingsley? He had that blue one.
Yeah.
And it had a blue bird on it. So I think they all had a different kind of bird for the different color.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm sure it has a name. I just never paid attention.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You know me, I was always, shut the fuck up, Harriet!
Perfect.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Problem is, we need to leave that last part where I say Harriet. It needs to be
Yeah, I
like a
can stop
general.
it.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Harriet! Shut the fuck up! Harriet! Shut the fuck! Shut.
I didn't know you could do that.
Shut the fuck up! I got it. Fuck up, Harriet! Poor Harriet. I love Harriet. She's
Yeah, she's a
I do
sweetheart.
too.
nice.
She is. Old hussy.
That's the thing. Every time she'll call me, we shouldn't say anything, but she'll call me to ask for my help with something. And and I'm guilty of being this person. And, when it comes to electronics and stuff, I don't know a lot of stuff anymore. But she called me over because she said her garage door opener wouldn't open. Battery or something. I can't remember what the situation was. So she undid it and raised it manually.
Right.
Okay, but she's like, I can't get it to go down. The chain moves, but it's not going down.
You got to rehook
I
it.
said, okay. She goes, and then she starts saying something about resetting, reprogramming it. I'm
No.
I'll be over there. She goes, well, it stopped. Oh, the power went out.
Oh.
That's what had happened. So she had
yeah. You just got to flip the little thing back to get it hooked back on the track.
Because I hadn't done it, and it's been so long. The door was up, and I thought I pushed that thing up. Well, you've got to have the door.
You got to have the door down when you set it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got to go on that hook. Yes, and as soon as it started, I got it. It didn't latch. I remembered. I was like, oh yeah.
I know what I did wrong.
So she's like, so what do I got to do now? I said, press that button on the controller. She hits controller. She goes, what'd you do? And I explained to
So
her.
I just hooked it back on the track.
She didn't know. She doesn't know the part.
Right.
So
After you pull the lever, you have to reset it. You know.
But she was just like, huh. Okay. I said, well, don't worry about it. I said, if you need help with something else, call me. I said, if it gives you more trouble, let me know.
I got pissed a while back. The power was out, and I wanted to do something. And I wanted to get something in the garage, or maybe I need to get the car out or something. I don't know. It's a while back. Our power's been out a few times this summer. So, of course, I never think about it until until it actually happens. Well, I had a bunch of shit in front of my walk-in door. So like 3 chairs, and I got all this shit in front of the door. So And I swear to
barricaded yourself out
God,
of your own
I
garage.
did. I
Ordered
did. I
yourself out of
barricaded
it.
out of my own fucking garage. So anyway,
I can
I
see you
get the
just
chairs
shoving it all
pushed
out of the
back
way.
a little bit where I can reach my arm in and kind of pull the chairs out of the way.
good.
I swear to God, it was like, oh, maybe. It was like a fucking movie or something. I mean, it's like this fucking shovel or rake falls across it perfect
Yeah.
where I got to break this son of a bitch if I want to get in the garage. Because it's against my freezer and it's against the door, and I cannot get this fucking thing out of the way no matter what I do. I'm like, you've got to be fucking shitting me. I cannot get in my garage.
It's like the comedies where shit just starts falling.
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
And you're
It's like one thing after another, and it's
Yeah.
like, this is fucking impossible.
one thing
There's
and
no
knock something
fucking
over.
way this could be happening.
1 in a million.
And then
shot,
the
Doc.
back door, I got a door on the back of the garage too. Well, that one, it's got shit in front of it too.
Sounds
I
like
got
you
so
need to
much.
get rid of some shit.
I do. It's awful, but it's actually there's a we have that power wheelchair that was grandma's, and the kids fuck around on it all the time. Louis is always getting out of the garage, running up and down the sidewalk.
I saw him the other day.
Yeah. So I know we were talking. Weren't we talking over there? And all of a sudden, here comes Louis down the sidewalk on a power chair, and I'm like, "Oh, Louis, put it back, put it in the garage." But anyway, so it was in front of the other door, so I knew I wasn't gonna get in that one because that son of a bitch is heavy. You ain't gonna move it by pushing the door up. So I'm fucking locked out of the fucking garage without breaking my rake in half to get this fucking thing. I was like, "You've got to be fucking shitting me." So I didn't get in the garage.
There was a reason you were.
I fucking gave up. I just fucking gave up.
To get in there at that time.
I know, and that's exactly what I thought. I thought, you know what? I don't need to go anywhere right now because I think I was going to get the car out. I was going to release the door and then I was going to get the car out or the Ranger or something.
I'd have went out and been like, power's been on for about 15 minutes.
All
I just want to let you fuck with the door.
Right. So yeah, so I
They're
went.
reaching through the door, fucking squeezing.
So I just went back in the fucking house and I sat down at the counter and I said, "Today's not the day."
Yep.
I said, "I'm not going to do that
Not today, Satan.
So I was talking to Kelly. I was like, "It's just not going to happen today." Not till the fucking power comes back on. And then when it finally did, I got the garage door open, and then I threw the rake across the garage.
Fuck you.
You're like, fuck you, rake.
You rake.
Try to keep me out of my garage.
I do that, and then I go over to him and just go, fuck you, flip it off.
Yeah, I should have just fucking broke you. I should have broke you.
Wives are
It
probably
was just
staring
like,
at you.
and those days, there's those days where you touch one thing and it just goes to shit. And you think, okay, I'm still calm. And then the next thing you touch, it goes to fucking shit. And then it's like, okay, all right, calm down a little bit. It's going to be all right. And by the third thing, I'm like, fuck it, I'm done.
Time to
I go
quit.
in the house and I just strip my clothes off on the way in the house and just go to bed. Just go to bed. Because that's all you're going to get accomplished for that day.
Stand in the kitchen naked with a hammer.
That's right.
My suggestion is if everything you touch that day broke, don't go home in and masturbate.
Right, exactly. Do not go in and
Like I
touch
broke
yourself.
my dick. I fucking dropped the refrigerator on my dick. I don't know how.
I don't know what happened.
Pinched it between the toilet
Yeah,
seat
yeah.
and the pole.
Right, ow. God damn. Fuck that.
I always worry about that when the seats are loose.
Oh,
Like
you
it's sliding
slide
over
it
and, like,
sideways and like pinch your balls
trapping
or
your
something.
balls or
Oh, that would be bad.
We got where we park. We got to kind of back up against this guardrail.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you either walk all the way around the guardrail or step over it. And it's kind of a tall guardrail.
Right.
I mean, I can put one leg over.
Isn't that how they look for other gays in the park?
I don't know. I really don't know. But I can walk over it. But it's kind of tighter. Well, one day, me and one of the guys from work was walking out, and he's slightly shorter than me.
Right.
But I went to do that, and he's like, and he goes over, he goes, "That's not a good combination." I said, "What's that?" He goes, "A tall guardrail and my long balls." I started laughing. And I said, "Well, it's not like mine are real young."
Yeah.
Because we're both the same age. he
Yeah.
and I. And I'm like, I'm in the same.
I was thinking about that a couple nights ago. You know,
Well, then
gravity's not good for your body.
that
No.
was like a month ago.
Yeah.
Well, the other day we were talking about some of the old stuff that we'd done around the site we're on now.
Yeah.
And I forgot about this. He goes, he made the comment. He said something about, he goes, we got those bank safes out of the building because they had a credit union up there. And we had to get the safes out, and it was he and I.
Oof, fuck that. Those things fuck heavy.
And it was just like you see on TV.
Yeah.
It wasn't the little narrow safe or anything like that. It was about this tall, about this big square, about as deep as that across this table, if not deeper. And oh my God, we got it out.
Yeah.
And after he said that, I said, well, that's probably why we got long balls.
Right.
It's from that job
from
there.
carrying a fucking safe. Yeah, I know. We had to go up and move some file cabinets. They said, come up and move some. We need you to come up and move some file cabinets.
Were they the fireproof fire cabinets?
Yes. They're filled with concrete or that sort of fire retardant stuff. Holy shit. So they sent the guys up there to move these file cabinets. Well, Robert was one of them and his guys. So they go up and they go to move these fucking things. And they're like, they call down to the shop. They're like, there's no way we can move these things. These things are like freaking so heavy. And the boss, he's just like, well, they're just file cabinets, aren't they? He said, yeah, they're full of concrete or something. So I had to take the backhoe up there. We had to drag them out with that and load them up with the backhoe. And we put 2 of those in the front bucket of the backhoe.
Were they just empty?
Regular, yeah, they're empty.
Okay.
But they're regular those fire safes, or file cabinets. And I could tell it was squatting the front end of the backhoe. And I was like, those things freaking heavy. They tried to put one in the back of a half-ton pickup, and it was just like, I mean, it was like damn near riding the ground.
Yep.
It was like, holy crap.
I've moved several.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
Those are the days where I'm like, man, we actually had this.
But they were a bonus because they used to be in the jail. Yeah, we found some cocaine in one of them.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Yeah, we turned it back in, of course, but we did. We found some cocaine.
It was like evidence?
Yeah.
Shit,
They
it was
they
marked?
stored evidence in those lockers, and they
No
missed it when
shit.
they cleaned them out.
That's wild.
So Robert brought it in the office. He's like, "Hey, we found this in that file cabinet," and he says, "Is that what I think it is?" And he's like, "I think so." So they took him back out to jail. Yep, that's what that is. It was
Sure
a little
smells
baggie
like
of
it.
cocaine.
It sure smells like
didn't-
cocaine.
Yeah, it smells just like
Yeah,
cocaine.
yeah.
You didn't do like the TV police do and go
Yeah.
dab your pinky in it, rub it on your gums. If it goes numb, you're good.
Talk about heart racing.
No doubt.
But yeah, they found some drugs
I'll
on
be
those
damned.
cabinets.
That's wild.
Narcan ruined the days where you could check powder. I mean, find the powder, see if it's cocaine. Nope. No, it'll
Nope.
kill you.
Yeah, all right.
See, but that's something that you just see on TV.
Yeah, I mean yeah. I've dug the hole to
I wonder how old
get
that
rid
was.
of evidence before, old evidence and stuff.
wonder how
and
old
drugs.
that was, though.
I don't know. It's hard to say how long it'd been in the jail. Probably maybe since the new jail was built. So when we were kids, who knows how long
What
it's
was
been
that?
in there.
Was that
But
90? 89, 90?
those cabinets have probably been in there since then.
It's probably hid in somebody's office, and they're like, "Yeah, that's evidence."
It was
Thank
in
you
there.
for bringing it.
I think that one came out of the sheriff's office.
Oh yeah, evidence. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that deteriorates over time
Oh, I wouldn't
or
have a
breaks
clue.
down or anything, or
Yeah. I
or
don't
if
know.
it just stays as potent through time. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know.
Huh.
Don't have a clue.
Well, funny part would be is if the person they had the evidence from won their trial because they didn't have the evidence.
Right? Hey, you never know. Yeah.
There's
Shit.
somebody sitting out there been living a free life for 30 years.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? I mean, there's been so many of those people that have been let off after they sat in jail for 30 years for something they didn't do. Oh,
Because of the DNA stuff that's
Oh,
coming in.
yeah. Yeah.
Because
Cold
cases, yeah.
Cold case files or whatever,
So, like,
or wherever they call
say
them.
Bill went and took one. I think we've talked about. Didn't we talk about this last week?
I don't
Shouldn't
know.
they keep that evidence forever in case they find out DNA DNA information that could change the course of the
Well,
case.
Well, if the
Think they-
DNA, that's basically
I don't know if it's like maybe is it like the
Definitive.
lottery though? I mean, like a old file like that, and be like, oh well, maybe we ought to check that one, or does there have to be new evidence?
I think there's
presented.
I think
or
so.
something?
I think
Because
there's got to be
I
something
mean,
to reopen a cold case. There's gotta be
right?
something
I
there.
mean, they peel or something.
DNA is
or-
usually the good catapult that gets them.
I wonder if when the DNA really got popular, that stuff started, actually proving more.
No, they let
if,
people out of prison.
if
They've
a
been there 20
shit
years.
ton of people just be like, "Hey, I
Texas,
want
I
this
don't-
checked now."
Yeah.
You don't hear a lot about it in Texas because they execute people pretty fast.
yeah.
Well,
they're
the-
putting in an express lane. That's what what's his name said.
Yeah.
Ron White.
yeah.
They're fat. I mean, they don't fuck around.
Well,
He said, "We're not doing away with the death penalty. We're putting in an express
Yeah.
lane."
Yeah.
but that's the thing is these people are doing these family tree DNA tests, and it's going into a database.
Right.
And so what happens is I don't know if they've got like an alert that goes off when they get a match. I don't know how that
Right.
works as far as what makes them go look.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just a guy in the office every day just, okay, here's one DNA from a file.
Mom
know?
was going to do that
Yeah.
ancestry thing and send in,
I thought about
her,
doing it.
her DNA
Yeah.
and stuff
But
like that.
It like keeps.
I said, you better be careful with that.
Yeah.
I said, it might figure out that you killed off 3 of your other children.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I was watching a thing where father and son were killed for their life insurance, and they caught the guy that did it because they had his DNA, but somebody must have done
Never
the
had anything to
DNA's
match it to.
background,
Yeah.
and it was close enough to the DNA that
And
they
he did
Yeah,
an
it's usually-
ancestry.com.
yeah, somebody in his
Yeah.
family did.
And that's what's
Yeah.
catching
That's
all
how
these
they-
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a
Caught
cousin or a daughter
Uh-huh.
does this, and they're like, oh,
well, this
it matches
person's related
hers,
to this
but
person,
it's
and-
not.
That's
Yeah.
how they caught that California interstate killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so some of his family got DNA, and
Right.
they're like, "Oh yeah, this is close."
Huh.
Okay,
I don't know that I've ever given up my DNA that I know of.
Right. Yeah, I don't
But I have been fingerprinted before.
Oh, yeah, I know I have.
Well, not that way.
Oh.
I had to be fingerprinted when we were doing Louis.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when we were doing the temporary.
Yeah.
Uh,
All that business.
yeah.
depending on its purity, cocaine loses 10 to 25% of its purity within 6 months of storage.
Really?
It continues to lose.
No wonder they got to
see.
move that stuff so fast from Colombia.
No shit. That's a long way to get
Hey,
up.
they got to get it out there while it's still potent.
You know, that's one of the things that fascinates me is when those, like, I haven't watched the Cocaine Cowboys.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't watched all of those. There's a
Right.
couple of them, isn't there?
They made a new one that's more in more detail.
Okay.
But that one guy, he was ginger, that ran some of the cocaine was smart about how he did it.
Well, some
Would you like me
cases,
to paint a word picture of that?
No.
Okay.
when
I just didn't know any of your gingers were smart.
the D,
That one was.
the D,
Probably died
Carrot
it.
Top,
He probably
come
died
on.
it. I bet he dyed his hair to throw everybody off. They're like, oh, that guy ain't smart. He's ginger.
Well, he probably figured Richie
Made
Cunningham
himself
was
look
redhead.
like Horatio Kane from Miami.
Yeah.
CSI
yeah.
Miami.
I hate that guy. Looks
love
like
that
what we
guy.
have here is a ball pit. You know,
Is that David
Yeah.
Okay.
Caruso?
Caruso. Yeah.
Started taking the glasses
pisses
off.
me off. Those
It's
stupid
not
lines.
his fault they gave him cheesy ass
But
lines.
still,
But
We've
that's
found-
the foundation that started it all.
I used to watch CSI Miami all the time.
we found a killer in the refrigerator. Let's put him on ice. Yeah, just
Yeah,
every
it's
time.
just
He
some
like
kind
puts
of-
his glasses on before he does it.
Oh, I know. I
And
know.
then the-
Always
the-
that crack me up.
I should
Who
kick him
song
right in
comes
the
Oh my
fucking
god,
nuts.
that always crack me up when he do that.
The best is when they takes the glasses off.
Yeah,
I can't see through these.
Like
at all.
takes them off and chews on them a little bit.
instead of being a female doing the hair wave, he goes
Yeah,
like that. And it's like, what the?
Oh, guess what? The
I used to laugh so hard at that because it was so cheesy.
this made me think of Texas Ranger being so cheesy. Guess
Yeah.
what the numbers are on that Texas Ranger video I put up 12 years ago?
I don't know.
How many views?
You leave it up long enough, it's going to get more views.
Views.
300,000.
278,000.
No, not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like the most watched thing on the the page every year.
Is that the one about AIDS thing?
No, that's got 2,300.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, that's the one where
Walker told me I
that
had
dude
AIDS or
starts
something.
beating up those women in the woods.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
then they
yeah.
all fight back. And,
Yeah. Is Karate Pants still up there?
yeah, I think so.
Or pajama? What was it? What was it called?
Camo pants.
Camo Pants.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
think
still?
that's still on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know how many views they got.
are we supposed to
Camo
check it
Pants has
once in a
become
while?
like his redheaded stepchild
Well,
compared
that's
to
true.
the Walker video.
Right.
Yeah, camo pants.
I'm
didn't
just
do as
curious
good.
if it ever started rising.
Let's see. I did one on TikTok. I put the camo pants thing, and when I kick and start pushing
Yeah.
stuff around with my feet, I switch it, and it's like, Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne. To that video. Okay, I can look, see what it's at. Let's see.
See, you should have stuck a big old dong out of the front of your pants and started knocking shit over with that. See, that would have got more
With
views.
my penis.
You still could have called it camo pants or
Yeah.
camo penis.
Camo penis.
Just weld you a big sock on the front of your pants and put your dick in it and start knocking shit over.
Let's see.
What was the
Be like a blind
What was
guy.
the movie where the old man's got a heart on and he keeps knocking shit over?
Bad Grandpa?
No. It was oh god dang it. What the hell's the name of the movie? Road Trip? Did you ever watch Road Trip? Had Sean
It's been a long time. It had Stifler.
Yeah, Stifler in it, and then they
Sean
went
William
and
Scott.
They spent the night with the one guy's grandparents. Remember his?
I kinda
And then they're like,
remember.
his name's Manilow, really? Barry Manilow? They stayed with his grandparents along the trip because they have nowhere to stay. And the old man, he stands up and she's like, "Honey, you're boner," and it's sticking straight. He said, "What you want me to do? Cut it off?" He's knocking. He knocks over like the Mary and Jesus over with his penis, and he's leading them through the house, and he's got this big old heart on.
194 views.
194.
Camo
Man,
pants.
I would have thought that would
I
have been
thought that
bigger.
was going to take off.
Yeah,
I
I thought that was
did.
going to be your Hawk Tua.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. God, I hate hearing about that now. Everybody.
Oh, whoa. What's that? Yeah.
It's a girl.
It was a girl.
I hope she runs with it. Gets some.
Well, I mean, I did see
That spread
an
so
interview.
fast,
Did
man.
you see the interview?
I didn't see the interview. I saw she
Okay,
did
there was an
interview.
interview, and she is not a school teacher.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I
Yeah,
hadn't heard
she's
that.
not a school teacher. She actually worked at a spring factory where they manufacture springs
Oh, really?
of some sort. I don't know if it's bed
She's a pretty
springs or-
girl.
She is. She's a pretty girl. But that was all bullshit that she was got fired and she was
Well, I
a
did hear
kindergarten teacher or
somebody's-
whatever, preschool
and
teacher.
We joked about. Well,
Pants let my thighs stretch open more. We're kicking. Yeah, feels good. Camo pants.
I like how helpless your foot looks.
How helpless your foot looks.
Yeah, switch it to the Jason Bourne.
It's dangerous.
I'm thinking you ought to redo it, man. I'm thinking you ought to take the camo pants, take it over to your mom, have her weld a banana hammock in it, and just put your big fucking hog leg in there, and
That thing's been done.
just walk around the house knocking shit over.
I love those Jason Bourne videos, though.
Yeah, those are funny.
Somebody like falling down, like Jesus Christ.
It's Jason Bourne.
I haven't seen those.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh, those are
Oh,
hilarious.
shit. It's like some people fucking up or like doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. It's like that one.
See, the one that I've seen a lot is the ones where it starts out. Like one is like looks like they're doing a military exercise, and the guy's supposed to throw the grenade inside the door. It's a
Yeah.
flash grenade, and he doesn't get it in the door because the opening's only about that wide. And it hits the door and goes down right where everybody's at, and then they turn and run, and it goes off. And then what happens is it goes into a like when the boom and the flash happens.
Oh.
Somebody dubs a song over it that matches.
Right.
Oh,
So like the next one's he looks like a reporter or something. So he's doing this walking through this apartment or whatever, and he goes to put his foot up on the bed, and it's a mattress or foam mattress, and it he goes to lean on it, and his foot slips and bounces his head off the mattress. And it starts another song.
making a
It
song out of the
plays
beat of
"We
his
Are the
head.
Champions." Or,
Yeah.
Do they start making the sound of his
Yeah.
head hitting stuff?
yeah. I mean, it's been around forever, but
Yeah.
that came up. But yeah, no, I hadn't seen the one.
You haven't seen Jason.
I've
They're
had
all
one of
over.
those.
They're
I've had
great.
one. I've been next to one of those flash grenades when it went off. That's
Have you?
fucking.
Oh yeah. You talked about
that's
that when you
badass.
guys were doing
Was it
the,
a flashbang?
that
Yeah.
that-
rears too?
Yeah, when we
that,
did that thing down in Florida.
the drill stuff.
Yeah, the drill
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't know if that was a drill or not.
They threw that thing.
got crash test dummies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they threw that son of a bitch in there where we were at, and the thing went off. It's like, holy shit!
Makes you think twice.
Yeah, it makes you think. Yeah, I don't want this to be real.
It's too bad you could have thrown it back out.
Well, that's the thing.
Fuck
Well, because
you.
I mean, it was crazy. Because I mean, it was flash grenades going off and decoy grenades and all kinds
yeah.
of crap, and then. We're standing there in that room full of smoke, can't see shit. Everybody's shooting guns. It's like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Everybody, it was all blanks, of course, but still, I mean,
Army doesn't play fair.
all the percussion was there. I mean,
Yeah.
you walked out there like, Jesus Christ.
Ears ringing.
Ears ringing, yeah.
Kind of equilibrium, kind of distorted because of it a little
Supposed to
bit.
go out there and have a duel. Like
Well,
shoot in.
it's like my aunt, she shot a freaking 45 right next to Kyle's head. I mean, he couldn't hear anything for 2 freaking days.
You're really not supposed to
I
shoot
mean, lucky
a
he
blank.
didn't blow his eardrum.
You're really not supposed to shoot
I mean,
a
it
blank
was
at
like
someone's
right
head.
there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was I mean, it's like you still get the fire coming out of the end of the gun.
Yeah.
He said it like burnt his neck.
That time Scully shot that SKS, the sound has a suppressor on it, or a flash suppressor. The sound came right back in my ear.
Yeah.
All I could hear was beep.
Yeah. Just ringing.
I'm like,
yeah.
fuck, I'm deaf. I'm deaf. Yeah.
You have killed me.
Yeah.
I am deaf.
Now I can't hear everybody's reactions to my smart ass remarks.
You go out and shoot my gun. I bought that gun 3 years ago, and I've never shot it since I've owned it. I shot it before I bought it, but
So, a guy I work with was talking about he had a groundhog around his house, and he kind of he lives in a kind of a subdivision, but it's outside of town.
right.
So he was talking about he saw it out in the backyard, out by his garden. Mm-hmm. So he went and got his gun, got
Pistol,
back,
rifle,
rifle,
Rifle.
some sort. I can't remember what
Blunderbuss.
he said.
blunderbuss.
Filled it up
But
with
he's sitting
nickels.
there, and he didn't. It was gone. Well, then he said, "Okay." So he set his gun down there
Yeah.
by the sliding glass door.
All right.
Went and did something, I think, and came back and he saw it was out there. He's like, "Oh!" So he grabbed it. He knew the woman next door was in her garden working, so he opened the door, stuck the barrel out the door,
Bang!
boom, blasted it. And I'm like, "Dude, how loud was that in your house?"
No shit.
He's like, "Not as loud as if I would have had the barrel inside the house."
Right.
I said, "Well, that's true,
Yeah.
but still."
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, yeah." I said, "Did anybody else in the house piss themselves?" He goes, "No, they're used to it."
They're used to
I'm
it.
like, okay.
Granny used to shoot out her window all the
yeah,
time.
she did, didn't she?
Yeah. She'd be a rabbit or something out there eating her flowers, or a squirrel
remember.
she didn't want, in her bird feeder or something.
I remember she'd reach
And
down.
she'd reach down and she kept a rifle there, and then
And a
she had a
pistol, didn't she?
pistol,
Yeah.
a 22 pistol, and she just slowly, she had those windows, like those Anderson windows, the big
Yeah.
3 windows, and they open like that, Well, she'd just leave the screen out of that one right there by her chair, and she'd reach down and grab her gun and just shoot it right out the window of the living room.
Tony,
Yeah.
I got another one.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, go get rid of that.
Hold it up so I can shoot it again.
To make sure you're standing directly behind it.
Well, when Grandpa got sick and he got cancer and passed away, at that time we had like 150, 200 rabbits.
Oh, shit.
Well,
Yeah.
there was really nobody to take care of them after
Yeah.
Grandpa passed
Right.
away. Grandma didn't want to keep them, and
Weren't they on the outside
to take
of the
them to
barn?
market, they were worth nothing.
Yeah.
At the time, the market for rabbits were
Yeah.
they were outside the barn in that little shed and in those
Yeah.
cages, and so Grandma said, "Turn them all loose." She said, "I don't know what to do with them." She said, "They're not worth nothing. They're not even worth taking to the sale barn." So she just had us turn them loose. Well, you turn 150, 200 rabbits loose in your yard, they're going to eat everything.
Yeah.
Next thing you know,
next
there's
thing,
a
yeah.
plague
Exactly.
of rabbits in the town.
Right.
Great
I mean,
rabbit plague.
A lot of them run off, but a lot of them didn't. We probably had 50 rabbits that hung around.
And rabbits make a lot of rabbits.
So we ate a lot of rabbit for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
Because
rabbits.
Grandma would shoot them out the window all the time. And
We had rabbits when we were kids. My brother just sit out there and watch them fuck.
no,
He
well,
thought it
sure.
was funny.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah.
he said when the guy was about done, they'd go, and fall over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
We've got 2 or 3 that are around our yard.
Oh, we get several around
And
here.
it's kind of nice though, because
What's a bunny rabbit?
it's a bunny rabbit, and what's funny is they'll be sitting like in the grass close to the concrete, and I'll come out of the garage and I'll stop and I'll see it, and you can see it doing whatever rabbits
Yeah.
do, and then all of a sudden it'll just stop
Yeah, it's like
because it noticed
sushi.
me, and I'll say,
But they won't move. They
No.
just sit there until you take a step, and then they take off.
well, I just go back to walking, and they just sit out there because they know we don't. Try
We're
to
not
mess
going to
with
bother.
them. No.
Yeah, I don't bother them either.
I just noticed we've got some moles around again.
I have several over at my place when I was
Yeah.
mowing tonight. We got
I've got one that goes
I
up
don't.
the side of the
I
driveway.
have to get some
I got
juicy
a,
fruit.
yeah,
I got a mole trap if you guys want to borrow it.
I have one.
I
It's
can't
a
set the
real piece
goddamn
of shit. It
Yeah.
doesn't work with
You
the
got to
fuck.
put it down and like step on it or something.
My
and-
grandparents always used juicy fruit gum.
Really?
Yeah,
and you got to wear rubber gloves.
wear some kind of gloves where they don't smell that your
Yeah.
your human touch
And they just
to
can't
it.
digest it.
They cannot pass it. It like swells them up and they cannot shit, so then they die.
It's a painful
Which
death,
is an
probably.
awful way to die.
Yeah.
But
dying full
you
of
know,
shit.
They're moles. They
But
don't
yeah,
know
I had
anywhere. Well, they know
freaking.
dirt.
It looked like a
darkness.
goddamn groundhog out there.
Well-
I had a pile like this big around. It was like that
Yeah.
tall. I was like, Jesus Christ!
Maybe it is
Must be a whole
groundhog.
family. Well, I haven't seen any evidence of a
I haven't
groundhog
either,
around, but
out there by the trailer.
if it is, I'm going to start shooting.
Out there by the trailer is a big. There was a mound.
I had
Yeah.
some groundhogs at home, and then the foxes came.
Ah, now you have no groundhogs.
Didn't have any groundhogs
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
Then I started mowing,
Yeah,
and the foxes left.
it's hard to shoot them in town here. Besides a pellet gun or something.
Yeah.
Right.
But I guess
Borrow
I'll
your
have
brother's 50 caliber sniper rifle.
Right. I could lay up on my roof and
Yeah.
just, I probably won't be around long. Because I'm sure somebody from the apartment say, there's some crazy son of a bitch with a scope on top of his roof.
Just angle it into the ground. It's not gonna hurt anybody.
It's fine.
Should have probably go. That's probably.
Things are
It would
only,
never
that's probably, you don't want to miss though. That's probably only $12-15 a shell.
Hey, I've got a question. Can moles that are in ground, can they drown?
Well-
if the ground gets too saturated?
Probably.
I would guess they probably could. Yeah. I mean, they're building tunnels through the
Well, that's
ground.
what I
So I
mean.
would think,
You'd have-
but I would think when it rains that much, their tunnels would probably collapse.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if they dig down and build like a nest underground. Surely they
I
do.
would think so.
But yeah,
We know very little about animals.
my grandpa,
Yeah, shit.
he was my great grandpa, John. He was retired, but I remember as a child, he'd just go out and sit in the yard if he had a mole, and he would just go out there and wait for it to start moving, and he'd just take a pitchfork and wait for it. He'd just stand there and stand there and stand there and stand there until it started moving again, and he just jab it with a pitchfork.
Yeah.
So I don't have that much time.
I don't have that patience
I don't either.
because
But
I've never seen them.
this was a man that always walked around and dug up every dandelion in the yard too. So
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
he had this little. Of course, they still sell them today, but they had this little thing. You just go out there and you step on it, and then it just pulls it out of the ground, pulls the root and all.
Really?
But, yeah.
I need to
But
find one of those.
They were just advertising those on TikTok not too long ago. It's on a wooden stick, and you just step on it, and it gets under the root, and you just pry back on it, pops it out.
Oh.
But anyway, Grandpa had one of those when I was a kid.
Moles are excellent swimmers. They
Really?
use their front little feet to swim.
Really? Well, I
And they
guess
can just
they're
swim
not
up
going
when
to
it
drown.
starts to-
I bet if they swam in gasoline, they'd probably die, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing so, yeah.
Especially when I throw a match in
And
it.
you see how much problem they had on Caddyshack, though. Of course, that was
Yeah.
a gopher, but,
Sandy, excuse me if I'm mistaken. If I kill all the gophers, who's going to play?
right.
Go for you.
Gophers! Not the golfers. I can't understand you little Scott or whatever you call
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I couldn't believe there was water back there behind the low point in
Oh
the yard.
yeah.
So tonight, or of course I didn't mow yesterday, but it still rained last night.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I thought I'm gonna go back there and see it because I was picturing in my head just mowing part of that yard
Right.
back there.
It was all soaked
It was
in.
dry.
Yeah.
It was dry.
Oh,
It didn't
we hadn't
leave a
had
tire
any rain
track
for
or
a
anything.
while, and that rain came down pretty slow, so it all just kind of soaked in.
Ground was
Yeah.
thirsty.
Yeah,
It was.
I like
It
going out
was.
after it's raining. You hear the ground
It
drinking.
greened the grass up quite a bit.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did. Greened up the grass and had to mow this evening.
Yep, I put it off. I didn't want to wait any longer.
Pause.
No, Jesus Christ.
Lawnmower talk. Hold on.
You
Hold
know,
on.
I'm thinking
Hold on
we
there,
need
you
to
young rascals.
call him Mr.
Magoo.
Mr.
Or we get a piece of paper, write lawnmower talk on it, just hold it up, and
You should know when I said point,
Oh.
hit the button.
Yeah, that
we were
doesn't
talking
mean
about
anything.
lawns.
Everybody knows, even in the
Lawns.
deaf community, that this is sign language for start lawnmower talk.
right?
Whatever. Christmas in July. I never did understand that scheme of the Christmas in July.
I don't
just wanted
either.
to sell more
Sale.
shit. That's all.
Yeah, it's like
I don't.
just like
I don't-
President's Day sales. I don't.
Yeah.
Why do those days become?
Why
like
does that?
mattress
Yeah.
sales
What does
days?
that have to do with the presidents?
Is it because? Is it because?
nothing?
Ooh, that sounds like a
Well,
firework.
late fireworks.
Yeah. I got a new lawnmower seat.
Did you? Yeah, you
It feels
did.
like I'm sitting way taller now, so there's foam in it.
Well, yeah, the other one's not all broke down.
might be. It
no,
might be a
it's
little
pretty much-
easier on your
yeah.
back too.
Might be a little nicer on the old tushy.
Yeah.
Probably a little more comfy to ride on, isn't it?
My ass is pretty much numb at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it
It's
felt
just
a little more
taking
cushy.
a pounding.
Actually, my one on my cub is a lot more comfortable than my deer.
Really?
Yeah, it's like really cushioned and
Yeah.
it's cloth.
Yeah.
The other one is, like you just bought,
Yeah.
the plastic,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
That thing would make your cracks wet. I mean,
Really?
something terrible.
Well, and it starts cracking over time.
Oh, yeah. Well, the other one did too.
Yeah.
My cub seat
Did
cracked
it?
too. It's cloth, but it's still cracked open. But
try
it's a
out.
lot more comfortable than the other one. But anyway, so yeah, we mowed tonight. Me and Dirk mowed
Well,
on the same night for
No,
once.
this
I heard there was
bastard,
Bastard.
this
There's
bastard.
some
Wait, you were mowing before I was.
Hold on, I was, but I was going to mow the
miscommunication
yard,
between the mowing.
huh?
I heard there was some miscommunication with the mowing.
Oh, about the
I'd already started mowing that yard over there, and then here he comes. He's trying to run angled across the yard.
I did it just to
And,
be a dish.
and he stops in front of me, and he's like going like that with his hand, like, I'm mowing this way. I'm like, get the fuck out of the way.
You should have just mowed the part he mowed.
You're right.
I mean, you should have just
just
mowed-
follow
yeah.
him around.
Yeah.
What happened was, I'm not used to doing that yard.
Yeah.
So I still do it like separately, like out of habit. I do my usual
Right.
run around, get my 2 or 3 established laps done, so I have room to spin around. And I do the same pattern all the freaking time. And I started doing it. I was like, wait, no.
I know everybody gets the same pattern.
So I started going around the trees behind the garage and by my house and crossed and
Yeah.
over to the other house and along the other house. And I just thought, well, I started thinking about it. I was like, I don't know what time it is. I said, I don't know if Tony's planning on mowing or not. So I said, I'm just going to leave this. I'll come back to this and I'll start mowing the other stuff. Well, before I could even get back over there, he was out with his mower mowing it. So I was like, all right, whatever.
I'd have just mowed it like an asshole, like a serpentine or something.
Well,
left half
at one
of it up.
point, it looked like you were.
Well, I do mow a certain way that I blow
Yeah.
everything to the center back there because
Okay.
I don't use the bagger back there.
Right.
I use the other mower because
Yeah.
it's quicker.
And it's usually a lot of grass.
Yes, and if it's too thick, it'll plug up the mower.
Yeah.
So I don't mow the back part. I mow the front part with the bagger, but I don't mow the back part with it because it's too thick. But then it was just like, okay, are you going to fucking mow it or am I fucking mowing it? Because I was already mowing. I was here first.
You should have started mowing the other part till he
Well,
went to mow that part and then go to that
I
part.
I
and when
was
you both
just
left, then go back.
wasn't gonna mess with him.
You could
I
have
was-
fun. You could have a lot of fun.
We was about to have demolition
Finally,
derby
Tony
out
would've
there.
been Like, Get out the fucking
well, you know what it
yard."
reminded me of? It reminded me of when we used to get
Mow
I'd ride
together when we
grandma's-
were kids. Yeah.
I'd be on grandma's wheel horse.
I
and
know
you'd be
we
on-
go mow her house, then we mow this house, and we go mow Granny's granny's house out there.
The thing was, though, that John Deere was so much quicker than that wheel horse.
Yeah, it was a little faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He had the old stick shift, and I had the hydrostat.
So Tony would do 3/4 of the yard while I did a quarter, and it didn't matter how fast. I could be going the fastest as I could go.
You could throw grass on him, all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You know, just,
Oh,
I
we did.
didn't know it was going that way. Oh,
Well, and see, that was the bad part. This is when we were 12, 13,
Yeah.
we'd get the lawnmower and you had that little single axle, little wagon.
Yeah, little
that
trailer.
went behind it. It
Yeah.
was a little trailer wagon, but it wasn't very big. But I'd sit in that thing.
Yeah.
And Tony would drive me. We'd go to the gas station.
Oh, we was
get
everywhere.
pop.
Or he'd sit on the hood.
Yeah. Yep.
Right along.
Back when I was real light.
Or you know, with the trailer on there, you could put your feet on the tongue, and
Yeah.
then you could sit on the trailer right behind me. So
Yeah.
we put a million miles on that little
Oh, yeah.
165.
Oh,
fucking
probably.
John Deere.
Because he'd have to go out to Granny Dame's with it. Mm-hmm. Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go out there and mow too.
Mow too. So he'd drive it out there and then we'd bring it back to where his house
We took
is
that
now.
thing everywhere.
It's
We
like-
had it fucking down at the bottom of the falls and everywhere else.
everybody's like, that nice boy takes that little slow kid everywhere. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
It was that's what it looked like. And I'm looking back, I'm like, that makes sense.
We rode the shit out of that thing. That's for damn sure. That
That's
thing had
how
a million
eager-
miles on it.
That's how eager we were to be driving.
Oh my God. We were never so happy to get a license.
And kids don't care now. They
No.
don't care about.
I-
They wouldn't
the thing
drive a
that bothers
lawnmower
me-
all
Oh,
over.
it's 10. That's why.
The thing that bothers me now is they don't, and it's all
You're
liability
a
stuff, but they don't offer the driver's ed in school anymore, around here at least. So you got to go get one of those driver schools, and that's like three
That's a lot of
times the
money,
amount of
isn't it?
money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to think it's been a long time since we've been in school. So I think back then it was only like $125 extra
Isn't it
for
like
the driver's ed.
500 now or something?
I don't
Yeah,
have a clue.
400 to 500. Excuse me.
Ugh.
But
You brought to provide your own car and all that stuff.
some of it, yes. Some of it, yeah. Yeah, I know that because our nephew just got his license, and he had to have so many hours driving with the instructor, and then have so many hours with his parents.
Really?
And yeah, it's
It's a shit show.
well, I mean, I think there's just more guidelines as far as
Well, they can't have any passengers, right, for a while.
for a while.
Really?
Only like family members or something
Yeah,
like
they're not
that.
supposed to have any other like kids in the car with them or anything like that.
He's able to have like Eli with him and stuff like that now,
Yeah, right.
but
It's
been-
like 6 months or something, isn't it?
yeah, because he turned 16 in December.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, here we are, the 7th month.
yeah.
of the
It's
following year.
it's like I think it's like 3 or 6 months. You're not allowed to
like
have
that.
anybody else in the car with you unless it's a family
Yeah,
member.
and you can't even get the driver's ed manual down at the license branch anymore. You got to print it off.
Really?
Really? Yeah. Well, that's not surprising.
Excuse me.
That's not surprising. They used to have all the CDL books down there too. I don't know if they still do or not.
You used to have to get the physical forms from there.
Yeah. Now my office, my doctor's
Yeah.
office has them.
That's where I've been going the last
Yeah.
couple times for mine.
Where?
Down to Vietersburg to the clinic down there.
Oh, I
Get
go
the,
to Attica.
Oh, that's right.
I go to We Care.
Oh, okay. That's where I go now, though, to get my CDL.
Petersburg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I
I used to go to the Rock, but I haven't been there for several years.
I get so tired of that place because it gets so busy.
Oh, I
And
know.
you can sit there and wait because I usually
What's
just go
the
there and
Rock?
take drug screens.
Right.
Uh,
ROCC, it's just they do drug testing and they do CDL physicals. That's about
occupational
it.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all they do is
So you can get over there and it'll be dead, and you can sit there for half an hour waiting to take a
Right.
drug screen.
yeah.
You get in there and it's packed, and you don't even have to go. So you're
See,
like,
they
okay, I
used to
got
do
time.
walk-ins. They
And
still do walk-ins.
Huh.
I don't know.
They used to have the sign out there that said walk-ins welcome. You didn't even have to have an appointment to go get a CDL physical. You just walk in.
Oh, I
and
never
you can
went there
sit
for a
and
CDL. I didn't
That
go.
rocks.
You never went there for a CDL physical.
No.
I've never been there for a drug test.
I took a CDL physical down when they still had the Arnett Clinic on Greenbush.
Mm-hmm. I've been there too.
I went there and had a physical because the
Yep.
company was taking care of it for
Right.
me.
Yep.
So we did that.
You still have one though, right?
Yeah.
I thought you did.
In fact, I just went this past February
Yeah.
and got my physical.
I go once a year.
Yeah.
Blood pressure.
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
It happens.
You taking blood pressure medicine? You got blood pressures?
No, I'm not taking medicine. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying
Do you have high blood pressure now?
well,
Borderline.
Only when you're in a rage.
Only when I'm in a rage. No.
Only when I do the cocaine. I don't know.
It's a
So you
stimulant.
remember I had that blood pressure, thing a couple years back.
Sure.
I wasn't feeling right at work, and the woman took my blood pressure on one of those. Digital,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and it was very high. And even the safety guy's like, "I'm not letting you go back to work. You need to go over to urgent care
Like
now."
250 over 150.
No
Right.
shit.
It was some ridiculous
Okay.
number. I mean, it wasn't that ridiculous,
Yeah.
but it was.
Right. That's probably
So-
death.
I go to the urgent
I would
care.
guess,
I
but-
tell them what's going on. They're like, okay. So they get me in. They check me out, and the nurse tells me, well, those digital ones that you get at home aren't accurate. They can be so much off or whatever.
Well, it's funny they say that. They say that those are all fucking those aren't any good. Well, they use the same fucking
They
stupid
use the
shit at the
same
doctor's
thing.
office.
That's
So-
the doctor's office.
Yeah.
So then after that, I got me a doctor out here.
Right.
Went to an appointment. Woman checks my blood pressure manually. She goes, your blood pressure is perfect.
Yeah.
120 over 80.
Yeah.
I said, oh, really? I said, of course it is.
Yeah.
And then she's also telling me, I tell her about what happened. And she goes, yeah, those things aren't accurate.
But they use those things all the time.
So I go back this year,
Uh-huh.
finally. And
I have one of those at home, but I don't really trust it.
yeah. And this is a different nurse at this point. So she comes in, she checks my blood pressure. She goes, it's a little high. She goes, but it could be because you're here and, everything.
White coat syndrome.
She goes, you kind of rush back here. We kind of, okay, whatever. She goes, I'll check it here in a minute. Okay. So she did. She goes, yeah, it's still showing high.
But she had big tits.
I don't remember. Though. I really didn't look because I was getting
I know.
frustrated.
Yeah.
What really calms me down before I get my blood pressure taken? Nice hand job.
Nice hand job?
Yeah, calm me
Something
right
that
down.
helps.
Hey,
because
is
once
that what I
all-
should say to her next time? Hey,
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
get my blood pressure down.
Right. Yeah.
So, anyways, the doctor comes in.
An old fashioned.
The doctor
like-
comes in and he
like,
starts
"You're
checking
older
my
than my
blood
dad."
pressure the old-fashioned way with the band
Right.
and the
Yeah.
stethoscope. And he does that, and he goes, your blood pressure sounds good. He goes, well, hold on for a second. And he goes out and gets the cart with the digital.
Brings it in. And
he
it's
goes-
high.
He's like, oh, it's high. I'm like, either you can't read that.
Or that thing's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't go into that.
Yeah.
I just walked away, and then he gave me the sheet to check my blood pressure every morning and every night. and all
Oh,
this.
yeah.
And I'm like, this makes no fucking
Because if
sense.
it's
Right.
wrong,
You're
the-
telling
Exactly.
me the band I have at home
It
doesn't work
it's not
accurately.
correct, but you want me to take
check.
it with that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have a fucking nurse at home and an old school cuff to check it
Yes.
with. Actually, I do have one, but I can't do it myself, and Kelly don't know how to do
Yeah.
it. So
My brother-in-law knows how to do it, but I'm not going to go to him.
yeah,
Every
call
night.
him every fucking time
Morning.
you need your blood pressure
Hey, I
checked.
need my blood pressure
Hey,
checked,
can you
man.
come over and check my blood pressure?
You'd be already
I'll,
pissed about doing it, so it'd be high.
I'll make you breakfast.
So that was the thing. I was getting pissed because
Oh,
he
you
just
do.
checked it
Yeah.
manually.
I know.
And told me it was good.
It's so fucking dumb.
So I was just like, all right, whatever. And I started getting messages from him and all that on my phone through the whatever
Yeah.
the thing is you got to
Network,
log into.
yeah.
Yeah. And finally, I went on the network and did whatever something, checked my message. I quit hearing from him. So,
Yeah. And then the
Whatever.
kid came out and you.
huh?
Fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like,
I was thinking about him the other day
Were
for
ya?
some reason. God, I haven't seen him. Well,
I
since,
just-
we were down there.
I just
so.
used the term shitting purple Twinkies the other day.
Yeah.
And that's his. 'Cause,
Yeah. Have you talked to him for a while?
It's been a long while.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been since like Julie passed away.
Really?
Yeah, because he called me up.
We need to call him right now on the podcast. No, I'm just
I was
kidding.
going to say, I don't know. He
Everything
might.
hooked up.
He might be.
Just need to call him right now.
Well, he's got a different house now. He's got a bigger house.
right.
All that.
Yeah.
I think he's bought into more businesses. So
Oh,
he's
probably.
busy
Yeah. I'm sure he is
all the time.
busy.
Businessman.
Let's go. Hop in the car. Let's just go pop in on
Hop
him.
in the Impala again.
Yeah, let's go for it. Fuck it.
Bill's like, fuck.
Bill's like, I'm not going.
Bill's like, I'm not
Sorry,
going.
can you guys drop me off at home?
I think the only way Bill would travel like that is if we had a full size RV that had like a bed in the back that he
Right.
could go lay
Yeah,
down
probably.
in, or
Yeah.
a full size couch he could sit on.
Yeah.
I got a van. I got a van.
I got a
It's
van.
a 96. It
else we
needs
can
a
do.
little, needs some brake work
Yeah.
and some tires, but
It's got mirrors on the ceiling.
no
Oh.
mirrors on the ceiling.
Do you have
no.
a van? Really?
No.
Oh.
No. Well, maybe I could have. Maybe
Oh.
I don't know. It's actually Ryan's. They gave it to Tanya Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Judy and Pete's old van.
Oh, okay.
But Ryan's never
Neat.
done anything with it. I told him. I said, "Bring it out. I'll fix the damn thing
Is
and
it a
drive
Ford?
it." No, it's a
Econo?
Chevy.
Okay, I
One of
couldn't
the-
remember.
like the one Dad used to have years
Like
ago.
GMC? Is
Yeah,
it a Chevy or
great big
GMC?
full
It's like a
size van.
furnished one.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah. It's got the couch turns into, or the seat in the back turns into a bed, and
Yeah.
it's got the
Yes.
big captain's chairs with the table
With
in the
wooden
center.
tables.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking badass.
Does the
dude.
fucker run?
Yes, and I want it.
Why? What's he doing with it?
Nothing.
Then we
It's
need
just
to make
fucking
that the,
sitting there,
we need
dude.
to go cruising in that.
I know. I need to get Judy to sign it over to me. Pete left it to tell Ryan and the boys, thought they might be able to use it for hunting and camping and stuff. You know,
Hey,
that's what I said.
hey,
Fuck that.
Hey, swap him the truck for that.
Oh well,
I know.
the truck's not mine.
Trade
Yeah,
the thing that you don't
Yeah.
own for the
That's
thing.
the that's the better part of
yeah.
it. You
Trade
just-
something you don't even own for the van.
See,
Well, see, she's never signed the title to them either, so it's just sitting there at their
well,
house.
that's fair game.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
She's just using
It's
these
got
people
dude,
like
it's
chess
got a
pieces.
brand. It's got a brand
know.
new fucking engine, and it probably don't have 2,000 miles on it.
Really?
Huh.
Yes.
They do
So-
an LS swap on the van?
No.
Oh.
It's just a crate 350, but
Oh, okay.
you know.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, but it's a brand new.
So it's just
a
like
brand
that
new
van
fucking
we
engine.
took to Delphi to go camping with Mom and Dad that time.
It's almost
Similar.
identical to
Similar.
Dad and Vicky's van. You remember their van?
Kind of, yeah. I remember
We
that
used to
van.
cruise
Was
in
it
it.
pink?
It
No.
was like maroon and
Maroonish,
yeah,
yeah, okay.
it's almost identical to that.
okay.
It's a big. But it's got the curtains inside it
With the
and
little-
the curtain. It's got the little TV up there with a
Yes.
VCR. It's freaking awesome. I love that thing.
Oh,
I want it so bad.
does
I
Ryan
drive it every day.
Does Ryan know this?
It's in good shape. It's not rusted out. It needs new tires on it. They're dry rotted because
Well.
it's set. But it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't stink like the mice have been in it. I mean, it's in freaking excellent
Have
condition.
you told him that you want this
I
van?
did. I have. But
What'd he say?
Pete left it to him and the boys for.
I know.
You know, I don't know,
Well-
dude. It's fucking cool. If you update it a little bit, like put a flat screen in it,
Yeah.
and put a, do a
Flat-
couple
yeah.
things.
That's what I would have to picture. That's what flat screens were made for.
Fuck yeah. Fuck
You know?
yeah. I mean, I would love to fix that thing up a little bit. I would drive that motherfucker to Florida. I
Fuck yeah,
guarantee
you
fucking
could,
I
yeah.
would. Yeah.
I tell you what,
It's got so much fucking room in it.
I'm fine with
So
with
much
her
room for
car.
activities.
Yeah. All
You
kinds
could
of
stretch
stuff
out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And
The seats are like sitting in recliners. I mean,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just so cushy and it's comfortable.
You could live in that.
Oh, dude.
'Cause they're
They used to
insulated.
camp in it.
Yeah.
They used to camp in it.
Jeff's uncle and aunt had one.
That thing's been all the way to Yellowstone.
Has
they
it?
camped in it out there and went to they've drove that thing all over the place. But
That's wild.
it's so cool. I love it. I love that fucking van, but I can't get it.
I can't picture Pete sleeping in it because he's pretty tall.
Well,
he was pretty tall.
they used to.
I'll be damned.
Him and Judy used to camp in it.
Damn.
Yeah. They get
That's
tired.
funny.
They get tired of driving or whatever. They just pull off somewhere
That'd be
and camp
sweet.
in it for the night.
Yeah.
You know, like I say, had the bed that folded out in the back. It's fucking. You gotta
Nice,
check
Clark.
it. It's fucking cherry. I mean, it really is. I mean, the paint's a little faded and shit, but
yeah.
I mean, it's actually
What
in
year
really
is
good
it?
shape. Probably like a 96, 98,
See?
something like that. Somewhere in that
That's
area.
been a while.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But hell, I drove it a while back. I drove it to Ryan's because when we tried to bring it home one night and then one of the brake calipers was hanging up.
Oh, I think I
So we
remember you-
fixed that and then I drove it home. Hell, that son of a bitch it runs like a fucking sewing machine. I mean, it just runs fucking great. Now it's probably full of fucking the goddamn critters out there
Oh.
probably done chewed the son of a bitch and wiring up in it. You
Yeah.
know, like the chipmunks are terrible
Oh,
out
yeah.
there at their
Are
house
they?
because they got all the stupid nut trees around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the chipmunks get in there and chew on the wiring.
They'll
and
fill
stuff.
everything with nuts they can.
They will.
They will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. It's just going to get ruined out
I
there.
gave my brother
It's
a
killing
tell-
me.
I
It's
gave my-
fucking killing me.
I gave my brother a tailgate, and he's like, Jesus Christ, this is heavy.
Dude.
He got it home, it was full of nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, he was talking about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's fucking killing me just to see it let it sit there like that.
Well, go take it.
The whole goddamn time it sat out there behind Judy and Pete's back in the backyard. It was just killing me. I was like, that is such a nice van just to fucking sit there.
You're bigger than Ryan.
I know. I'm just gonna beat
Make
shit out
up
of him.
something about him or the family.
No, see, I just need.
Turn-
I need to
turn
go
the
out
mom
and get
against them.
Judy to sign it over to me.
Yeah.
and not to them.
Yeah.
And be like, "Fuck you, Ryan. Fuck you."
Yeah, be
thing
like, I'm here to get my van,
That bad
Ryan.
part is you can't be mad at Ryan about it. much.
No, I know, but I just hate seeing it sit there.
I
Do
know.
something with it. I mean, Jesus. I mean, you really. I mean, I would drive the son of a bitch on vacation. No, thank you. I'm trying to stay off the sugar. I'm drinking tea, but it's sugar free tea.
Is it?
Yeah, so it's like it's Gold Peak,
Okay.
but it's 0 calorie, 0 sugar tea. And I had the Milos today. You ever drink the Milo sweet tea? You're not much of a tea drinker, are you?
Tea is gross.
I only drink tea when we go out to restaurants.
Oh,
Tea is not good.
And I've gotten to
tea
where
is amazing.
No, I've had tea.
I only have
It's
tea
not
when I go out
impressive.
to restaurants, and I usually get unsweet, and I put sweet,
Sweet
and
and
low in it.
That's basically what this is.
Okay.
But
So if
Mr. T should
I
take
get
big
cancer,
tea.
it's numerous things that it could be.
sure, yeah, you got options.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what caused it. No, that's what caused it. It wasn't this 12 packs of
I
cigarettes.
pity the
a day.
fool that don't drink
It
my
wasn't. It wasn't cutting asphalt for several years.
Right, yeah, breathing all
And
that
concrete,
asphalt smoke
yeah.
and concrete dust and probably asbestos and everything else you can fucking think of.
Yeah,
That's
it makes you
causes,
strong.
Of course, everything causes cancer. So
Well, anything that's
this
not
is give
normal,
you, this will give you
natural.
brain cancer. You know,
Yeah.
just talking on
Yeah.
the cell phone. Everybody's got one of those. They're fucking here all day long.
I barely talk on the phone.
You know.
You know
I
what?
could stab you with this little thing here, and it probably give you cancer.
Probably.
You know, because it's some kind of. I don't know. It's been sitting here. I play with it every time we do.
That's
a podcast.
probably a thing to open up a phone.
I don't know what it is. It's been laying here forever, and I
Like
just
get the memory
keep-
card out and stuff.
It might be. I think that's what it might be.
Give it back.
Actually,
That's my toy.
I want it.
because
That's my toy. It's really kind of sharp on the end. It's like a needle.
Huh.
Yeah, but I just keep sticking it in the slot,
Yeah.
and, you know, poking
Yeah, you've
it,
been doing
poking
that
it
for a
in
while,
and out.
yeah.
Yeah.
sticking it in
Yeah.
the slot.
There's a really, really tough spot. You really got to push hard right here. Yeah.
Next Friday evening might be a good night just to have a fire
It could be a beautiful night for a
Yeah,
fire.
sure.
Yeah.
and not invite Toby.
Yeah. Never invite Toby.
When's he supposed to get back?
I don't know.
I'll ask Jill.
I didn't ask him, but
I'll ask Jill. He's got to get back.
yeah, there you go.
See
All right.
what you
Well,
doing?
we'll gather sometime in the near future
Yeah.
and do another one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good weekend, whenever you listen to this. I don't know when we're going to get it uploaded, but
Oh.
Everybody-
Probably tomorrow. Maybe.
Oh, before we go, Beth says you're a faggot.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was supposed to say it, so I'm gonna put it at the beginning. You're a faggot.
I waved at her the other day, and that stupid gash,
She flip you off?
I don't even think she realized it was me. She's in that new fancy Lincoln.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Her fancy.
Yeah. Well, see, this thing, I forget. It's an SUV-ish type.
It's really gay looking from the back.
Is it?
Yeah, she's gay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really gay looking.
That's the thing.
It's very ugly from the ass end. It's like all round
The
and
windshield,
weird.
does the windshield kind of have a tint to it also?
I'm not sure, but it's hard to see into
Yeah,
that
so
car.
she's
I think
falling
the side
under-
windows
She's
are like
falling under my category of not waving at her because the windows are too tinted.
right. It's
So
like
piss
Jill,
off.
Toby's
Yeah,
wife. You
they
can't
can-
tell if she's fucking.
Nope.
She's probably flipping us all off every time.
Oh,
she
yeah,
drives
Hey,
by
that's her
because-
fault. She wanted the tint.
Because her front window,
That's
windows tinted on her car.
Ineffective middle finger. She's
Right.
disabled herself.
Yeah,
That's fine.
exactly. I'm just gonna start flipping her off all the time.
Just go by.
and just see. Then to see if
See
I
if she
get see if I
notices.
get a reaction.
Well, see, a lot of times she'll stick her hand up there
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
But even then, if there's a glare,
Yeah,
it's
you can't
hard.
see
You
shit.
can't,
Yeah.
you can't see shit in that car. You
So-
can't see who the hell's driving. Of course, we know who it is.
Yeah, right.
You know. But anyway,
Anyway,
All right.